Yeah, good, Rajdeep. You're looking very smart and handsome.
Thank you,
How
sir.
are you? How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you.
Okay. You have been a school captain for 2 years.
Yes, sir. 2 years. We were the first batch here in the school, so we were the senior most students for two long years. So that's why
Okay,
we got the opportunity to become the school captain for 2 long years.
okay, good. So tell me, firstly, why did the school administration select you as the school captain? What were your
So
responsibilities as captain of the school? And what all excellent jobs that you have done during your tenure for 2 years? And what are the problems you found during the 2 years? Handling the complete, all the students, young lot.
yes, sir. So first of all, sir, first of all the election part. There's a student council election. So they had uh, given a notification that there will be interviews and you have to address the school in the school assembly. So first of all, we had to go through that process, and we were also interviewed by the various coordinators of various departments of the school. So I think they found me the most capable person to become the head boy, and when I became the head boy, I was the first person in. I was actually the leader of the student council of our school. So I had to first. My duty was to first of all bring coordination among the student council, all the other members, be it the head girl, the vice head boy, the vice head girl, the games captain, and all other coordinators. So first of made the coordination among all the student council members, and that's how we began. And after that, we have hosted together many events such as Teachers Day programs, Children's Day program. We have been part of that, and we have also been a part of annual day functions, and we have uh, done that really wonderfully. I have assigned duties to various people throughout so that no people will feel animated during these programs. And as far as problems are concerned, there is always some problems, but it's all about understanding the problem and then going finding solutions to it. So as such, I have never faced any major problem because most of my other subordinates, they cooperated with me. And as a 18-year-old boy, I love being around small kids, so I love playing with them. So they're also very much comfortable with me. They also love talking with me. And because I am not a native of Odisha here, I'm a native of Assam, so I'm an outsider here, and that's one of the reasons why most of the students, especially the juniors, they want to hang around with me and try to ask me a lot of questions about many other things. And in class 10, when I had topped the school, they had also they always ask tips, and they always have supported me and cooperated. There have never been any times when they have ever faced any problems or made me face any problems. So 2 years was really smooth, sir.
Okay, good. That was very nice. Uh, During this interview, you should be truthful and not give answers which have got no meaning. Like there are a lot of problems, but we solved the problem. My question was, what were those problems? So similarly, throughout the interview, I want you to be truthful and answer my questions. Don't glance over it. Okay, that will give you the real learning, as I say, in this interview at least. Okay, tell me what all did you learn in the last interview which you watched, and analysis thereafter.
In that analysis, I realized that first of all, one has to be extremely self-confident. They need to have faith in himself. The way Ian handled the interview was very good because initially he was fumbling a bit, and towards the later stage he handled it perfectly.
No, no,
And
not his interview. I'm asking, what did you learn?
I learned as far as learning is concerned, nothing much obviously, but I got an exposure to how interview will take place because I have never because this is my first ever interview in my life. So as far as SSB is concerned, so I learned what kind of questions, how the interviewing officer can put under pressure and how to handle them with a really calm and composed manner. And that's what I learned, sir. I learned that you have to be a confident young man while facing the IO.
Okay, So there is nothing that you learned in that last interview that you watched or the analysis thereafter, which you think that I should not be doing this mistake, I should not be doing that mistake. How do I correct those uh, so many mistakes that were pointed out?
Some mistakes like
You did not.
I had,
My question is, you did not learn anything.
I learned,
You have
but the
not
thing
said
is,
anything.
I have always been a good public speaker. I have participated in many public speaking competitions, so I have never had that fear. So
Okay.
at certain points, I thought that I have it in me.
Okay,
So
good.
that's why I didn't think that it was something new for me. I
Okay.
had that belief in me that I can do it.
Okay, understood. Now we will speak about your academic background, your family background, your hobbies, interests, games you play, and things like that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Okay, sir.
I would appreciate if you could answer it in details. My question, not what you want to tell me. It should be relevant to the questions which I asked. Okay, so starting from standard 7th, 8th onwards, tell me about your academic background. Things like subjects you liked, subjects you did not like, subjects you did very well, or some subjects you liked and why, some subjects you did not do well as much, why. Tell me about your teachers also, about the good qualities you liked, some teachers who did not impress you much, why of everything, the activities you took part in, other than being the school captain later, and what all activities you liked, what part of the schooling did you like, why did you go to Bhubaneswar from your hometown, how do you compare your hometown and Bhubaneswar? Tell me about all this, your initial impressions about Bhubaneswar during your academic days. Okay?
Yes, sir. Initially, when I was in class 7, so 7th onwards, we had the CC pattern in CBSE. So we used to get grades for that. So I had always maintained a perfect 10 A1 until class 9. But in class 10, CBSE removed the CCE system. The percentage system, the age-old percentage system, came back into play, and that's when there was no grading. The performance will be based on complete percentage, and I got 97% in my class 10th exams. And class 12th I finally got 92.8%, and I was I'll go back to class 10 once. In class 10 I was even the school topper, and I came second in my district here, Dhenkanal district in Odisha, and I had scored 100 out of 100 in social science, and that's why I had got the 0.1 certificate, 0.1% certificate from the CBSE, which is a very prestigious certificate because it is the only certificate. This is a certificate given to the top 0.1% students of the country in the subject of social science in that year. So I was among that category. That is my achievement, special achievement in class 10 board exams. In class 12, I came third in my school, and I scored highest in physics and chemistry. And after class 12 results, obviously, the results came really late during this pandemic. So the one of my maths exam was last exam, and then the immediate pandemic started, and some of the exams even got left out. And so those marks were given on the basis of some other criteria given by CBSE. And then about my family, we are a family of 4: my father, my mother, and my younger brother.
Family I'll come to later.
Yes, sir. Then I'll talk about Bhubaneswar. I was born in a place called Duliajan in Assam. So for 12 long years, we stayed there. My father was a senior teacher over there. So he got transferred firstly to Vijayawada in Andhra Pradesh, as he got promoted to the rank of principal. So that's when our journey started from in the outside Assam. So we went to Assam, we stayed there for 3 years, and then he again got transferred here to Bhubaneswar. Dhenkanal, we live in a place called Dhenkanal here. Dhenkanal is around 70 kilometers away from Bhubaneswar, and it's a very small town, but a very beautiful town because it is surrounded by hills. And Bhubaneswar, and one thing I find that the only difference I find here is that it's only the language, because the language is different, nothing else, because the food habits, the climate is quite same to my hometown in Assam. But I think language is the only problem here. But as the what the original language here, the native language of the people of Odisha is Oriya. So Oriya is very much similar to Assamese. So so initially we had problems, but somehow we managed to hold, and we understood it. I now understand how to speak, understand Oriya, and I don't even know how to speak. And that's about Bhubaneswar. That's about Bhubaneswar. And about activities and games, I love playing football. Initially, when I was a small little toddler, it was my father who firstly gave me exposure to cricket first. Then I started watching cricket, playing cricket, and I became a very good batsman.
Sports also will take later.
Okay, sir. Activities, sir.
Activities also later. I'll ask you. You answer only what questions I've asked. Okay.
I thought one of those questions you asked about games and sports.
No, I said I'll ask you about them. We will talk about them. But initially,
Okay,
it was
sir.
the education background, Bhubaneswar, your hometown. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now listen the questions quite carefully. Now we will talk about your family background.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about your parents. How do you help your parents since both are working, help in the day-to-day chores in your house? What do you do on a normal day? What do you do on a Sundays oblique holidays? The work at home, your complete routine from morning to the time you go to sleep in your house. Your sister, how do you help her? What all you do with her? How do you try to
So it's
make
actually my
her?
brother, sir.
It's a younger brother.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So brother, you can, right. You speak about your brother. How do you interact with your brother? And what is it that your father has been trying to imbibe in you?
Yes, sir.
Which are those things which you liked and which are those things you did not like or did not care about? Right?
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead.
Okay, sir. So we are a family of four. My father, mother, and my younger brother. They're highly qualified. My parents have done their masters from Tezpur University in Assam, Central University, and after that they met there and they married, and they together started working in Duliajan, DPS Duliajan in Assam. They came in as junior teachers, and slowly and steadily over the years they got promoted to the rank of PGT. They have produced excellent results in Duliajan. People still remember them. And then my father got promoted to the rank of principal. And when my father became principal, that's when he became extremely busy, because now he was not only involved in teaching, he was into administration. So 9 years back, my brother was born. So when my brother was born, it was a hectic schedule, because they were my family. My parents were not able to give us time because they were too much busy in the school. So I used to take up the responsibility. So what happens is that when we come from school, my parents used to stay in school. So I used to come early with my brother. So because 2 o'clock school gets over, they come at around 3 or 3:30. So those 1.5 hours, I come and I prepare lunch. Everything remains ready. So I come and put the pressure cooker in the stove. I prepare it. Then whatever things were there in the fridge from last night, I heat them. And if something else, if my brother likes, I prepare for him at the same time, and I give him the lunch. Uh, when my parents are around, he eats fast, but when I'm around, he doesn't eat. He wants to watch TV while eating. So I have to handle that also at the same time, because if he doesn't eat on time, he will fall sick. So I have been taking up this responsibility for last 3 years, especially because when we were in Vijayawada, we didn't face that, because lunch used to be provided by the school only. But here in Bhubaneswar, the lunch is not provided. Evening a maid comes, she prepares it. So I have to handle the afternoon lunch. And at the same time, my parents also come very late. They become very tired. So I have to keep the lunch ready also. That's how I used to handle things. That's on a normal day. On Sundays, my parents have holidays, but my mother has holiday. But my father, administrator, he's a principal. He has no holiday on a Sunday. He has to go to office also. Like he can work from home, but he usually tends to go to office. So he works from there only. So afternoon he comes back. So for him, it's like any other day. But obviously Sundays I help a lot. I get special time from my parents also. because during the entire week they are unable to ask me about my academics and all my what I'm doing in school or whatever. So Sunday is the only time where they inquire about all this stuff, and that's how Sundays go. And at the same time, my brother also, he's in class 4 now. He's also a very good sports person. He loves playing. He's a lean and thin guy, fit and fine. And today morning also we went to the school to play badminton, and since I used to play badminton earlier, so he's also getting that thing from me now. I'm training him at the same time, and he's also pretty good in academics. He is even international rank holder in International English Olympiad. He has a bronze medal. He came in, his international rank was 3 in class 1 when he had appeared for the International English Olympiad. So uh, the thing about him is that he doesn't get time from our parents, so he does everything by his own self study. He does his own self study. And earlier, my parents, when they were teachers, they were able to give him time, but now they're unable to do it. So I have also taken up the responsibility to help him. I also give him multiplication sums always around 30 to 40 multiplication problems, division problems. He always makes it a habit because I love solving maths and I have understood the value of mathematics. So my father himself is a mathematics teacher. So he also thinks that mathematics is very much important because any engineering background or even science background, mathematics is literally there everywhere. So we are also making him practice a lot of sums. So he's also getting used to it. Yes, sir. So have I missed any questions, sir?
Okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Now tell me about your interests. What all interests you have? What all do you do? What are your hobbies? Sports that you played. You have been telling me about football. Again, tell me about football. Everything. What are the sizes of the sports football field? What is the weight of football? What is the pressure in the football? What all competitions are there in our country and internationally? What is this IHC champion? You have been IHC champion in football.
Sir, inter-house
Tell me about this. Okay, start from the first question till the end, right? Okay.
Yes, sir. So sports, my first game was which I got exposure to was cricket. My father used to bowl and we used to play in the terrace. I used to practice cover drives, straight drives and stuff. So cricket was my first game to which I got exposure to. And during winter times, my father used to go to the badminton court in the school. We used to live in the school campus. So they used to go and I used to see them play. And slowly and steadily, I even developed their interest towards badminton. And when I was in class 3 in 2010, I got some real interest in badminton, and so I started playing badminton in the academy. So I joined the academy and I played for many years until we left Assam. So I played badminton there. But in between, in class 7, there was a 2014 FIFA World Cup. That was the first time I had watched almost literally every game of the World Cup. I watched the finals. I woke up at the 12:30 night and I watched the finals. Argentina was at Germany. Germany won that 1-0. It was a 113-minute goal by Mario Götze. And that was the first time I got a real exposure to a football game, and I just loved that experience. And that same year, we got transferred to Vijayawada. So in Vijayawada, badminton courts, the badminton academy, there was no badminton academy over there. So there was no one to play also. So there was a football ground. There were football players in the school. So I immediately joined football. I started playing football, and I have won many inter-house competitions for my house. In Vijayawada, my house was Brahmaputra House. In our schools, houses were divided on the basis names of rivers. So I was in the Brahmaputra House, and I won them the inter-house competitions. And I started playing football, and football became my favorite game. I love football so much, and my favorite player is Cristiano Ronaldo. He plays for the Portuguese national team, and his club is Juventus FC. He's an inspiration for me at the same time because he's such a wonderful person at the same time, and he's someone who has never given up in his life. He has worked hard so much. His work ethic is something which I love a lot, and he's one of the only two players in the history of football to have scored a goal in every minute of a 90-minute game. He and Zlatan Ibrahimovic, these two are the only players in football history to have scored a goal every minute. So he's had many records. He is a 5-time World Player of the Year. He has won 5 UEFA Champions Leagues. He has won 3 Premier Leagues in England. He has won 2 La Ligas, and he is presently in Italy, and he has won 2 Serie A titles over there. Some of the important competitions in football is obviously the FIFA World Cup, as I've already talked about. There is the European Championship, which is the premier competition among the European countries. There is the Copa America, which is the premier football championship among the South American teams and also the North American teams. And in Asia, we have the Asia Cup, the Asian Trophy, which is conducted by the Asian Football Federation. In club level, there is the UEFA Champions League, which is the premier European club competition. Real Madrid, which is my favorite club, has won that title a record 13 times in history. And Ronaldo has been a part of that 4 times. So that makes it even more special. And apart from UEFA Champions League, there are the domestic club leagues. In England, it is called the Premier League. Premier League is also the most important football league in the world because it is the most funded and the most viewed. Teams like Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea play in this league. Then let's come to Spain. The Spanish football league is also called the La Liga. It's La Liga is Spanish for the league, and Spanish and La Liga has teams like Real Madrid and Barcelona. Barcelona's captain is the great Lionel Messi, and he's also a part of the La Liga family. And and then let's come to Italy. Italy's league is named the Serie A. Serie A is the premier domestic club football competition in Italy. Ronaldo plays for the top club of Italy, which is Juventus FC. And then let's come to Paris. In Paris, we have the French league. The French league, the biggest team in French is Paris Saint-Germain. One of the biggest players from Brazil, Neymar da Silva Santos Jr., plays for Paris Saint-Germain. And then let's come to Germany. Germany has the Germany football league is called the Bundesliga. They have also many great players like Robert Lewandowski, who was the top scorer in Europe the last season. These are actually the top 5 leagues of Europe. So these are the most prominent leagues. As Asian fans, we love seeing only these 5 leagues. Apart from that, there is the Turkish league, there is the Portuguese league, but we don't the TV broadcasters never show those matches, so we never have that exposure. So that's about the premier football competitions. As far football field dimensions, FIFA has a fixed ground dimensions, which is 105-meter by 68-meter. But that is the maximum ground length. It cannot increase, but so based on the size of the ground, the certain federations can obviously alter that as well. And as far as football, the weight of a football and the pressure inside a football, sir, I'm sorry, I don't know about that. I'll make sure I'll surf it and I'll know about it a little bit more. And this is about football. Football is very, very close to my heart.
National competition, national state.
National competitions, we have the Indian Super League, which is one of the most, I think, and there's also the I League. I League is like ISL, but ISL has a bigger popularity because the people have invested more in that, more than I League. Some of the biggest teams in ISL is obviously the Kerala Blasters FC, Bengaluru FC, and our home team, which is Northeast United FC. Northeast United FC's home stadium is the Indira Gandhi National Stadium, International Stadium there. And so these are some of the biggest teams in ISL. In I League, there is the historic Mohun Bagan and East Bengal, which they have always had a very historic competition, historic rivalry, taking back to the 40s and 50s. And they have had many great players. In Indian team, Sunil Chetri, who is the captain of the Indian football team, he is the second highest international goal scorer, active goal scorer at the moment. The first being Cristiano Ronaldo with 103 goals, second being Sunil Chetri, and third being Lionel Messi. So Sunil Chetri has made our country so much proud in football that he's the second highest international active goal scorer at the moment, only just below the great Cristiano Ronaldo. This is about domestic leagues, and that's an Indian team. I think Indian football has a lot of
tournament known as Subrata Mukherjee tournament. What is that for?
Subrata Cup is held among the states and the various services of our country to come out with great talents. It's more of a talent searching event, sir.
Okay, it is for under 18 or yes, under 16?
Under 18, sir.
Under 18. You took part in that?
No, sir. I took part in inter-house competitions actually. I took part, and I was even captain of the school football team once. We had gone to the district level competition once where we lost in the finals.
What is the
And
IFC champion?
IHC champion means sir inter-house competition champion. So inter-house competitions are held
Okay.
every year in our school. So
Okay.
I have won that, and I have also had the fortune of becoming the captain of my school football team to represent in the East Zone CBSE clusters event. But unfortunately, a week before I was supposed to go with the team to Chhattisgarh. We were supposed to go to Chhattisgarh for the football tournament. A week before that, I actually dislocated my knee, and there was a tear in my cartilage. So I got injured, and I had to pull out from the tournament. I could not go with the team.
Okay. And I
Yes, sir.
think that should do.
Yes, sir.
We have talked about your complete schooling days right up till your 12th. Now your sports, your games, but nowhere you have mentioned anything about your friends or your other acquaintances in the school, neighborhood. Tell me about them. How many friends do you have? What all qualities you see in a person to make him a friend? How many close friends you have? What are the qualities you require additional for a friend to become a close friend? What all activities you indulge with your friends other than studying? Okay, tell me what are the qualities which impresses you most in any person, and what all fights you had with your friends and for what?
Okay, sir. So, as while selecting a friend, there's a funny reason for me because if I have a friend who knows a lot about football, I can talk with him for hours. So that is one of the things I always look for. But that is not something that always happens. But I usually do that because when a new person who comes into my class and if he knows a lot about football, then I can make him a very good close friend. And I have many friends, but I'm close with only few ones. Some of my friends in Vijayawada, 2 3 friends from Vijayawada. We talk about everything. We have had some really funny moments and wonderful moments when we were in school in Vijayawada. So my Vijayawada friends are, I think, the best set of friends I've ever had in my life, because those are actually, I feel, the best days of my life. Because apart from academics, we used to do so much. We used to go to the library and we used to talk about different things, new movies coming up. We used to go to the ground. We used to play together. Like we had similar likes and dislikes. That was the thing. That is what bonded us so much. And today we are still in contact. Now the admission process is going on, so most of them are busy. So we are not talking much as earlier. But obviously, when we get admitted somewhere in various colleges, we'll make sure we'll come in a reunion. We'll reunite and we'll have lots of fun again. And as far as friends here in Dhenkanal, I have a friend named Ayushman. He's now traveling from Allahabad to Bhubaneswar today. Yesterday he got screened out, so he's I think the first friend here. He was
Let
my
us
first
cut
friend
out the
here.
frills. The
Yes, sir.
qualities I asked for within your friends, your close friends, and nowhere you have mentioned about any girlfriends. I'm sure you are in a education school.
Yes, sir.
Why not? And if yes, what all you indulge with?
Friends, sir. I have always been academically good person. So when I have academically good students, I'm always friends with them. And moreover, I am someone who is always approachable at the same time. So always, whenever they have doubts in their any academics and stuff, they always come. So as far as friends is concerned, I have no strict rules that only if you fulfill these rules, only then you can become my friends. Anyone can become my friend. Even academically really poor person can also be friends with me, and I have such friends because even though we don't talk much about academics, we talk about many other things. We talk about life, and their fathers are into various businesses, so I talk about businesses, how they're handling, and how their fathers have handled their businesses during this pandemic at the same time. So that's the kind of discussion. As girlfriends are concerned, I have no girlfriends. So all they have always those girls. They're always around me. We talk. They're like normal friends only, sir. And one thing I would like to add here is that I'm actually shy of girls a little bit. I feel shy to talk to girls.
Okay, that happens. Doesn't matter. Okay, tell me, you are very keen to join the Indian Air Force, isn't it?
Yes,
What
sir.
all knowledge you have about the Air Force, its organizations, its history, what all tasks it performs, and why Air Force? Why not any other service or any other thing? Since you're academically doing well, so you have got a lot of choices, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Like that way. Tell me about it. And you are a good acting also.
Yes, I played a role of.
What is your second option? If you don't make it to Air Force or to NDA, it can happen. Always happen. There are so many ifs and buts in between. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So Indian Air Force is one of the three services of the Indian Armed Forces. So as far as history is concerned, it was instituted in 8th October 1932 by the name of Royal Indian Air Force. We always celebrate Indian Air Force Day on this day. Recently, this 8th October, I even watched the entire parade on the Hindon Air Base. I loved it. It was honestly a wonderful experience. And about Indian Force, we have only one 5-star ranked officer, who is Marshal of the Air Force, Arjun Singh, who is the only 5-star ranked officer. And Indian Air Force has only one Paramveer Chakra winner, awardee, Flying Officer Nirmaljit Singh Sekhon, who had laid down his life for his country by single-handedly trying to defend the Srinagar Air Base. So that's and the Indian Air Force is something which I've wanted to join, especially after the 2019 Balakot strikes. So the way they strategically strike the terror launch pads in Balakot, that impressed me a lot. And the stature and the strength of Wing Commander Abhinandan Vartaman, the way he handled things, even when he was in enemy territory. So it was something worth watching and worth listening to, worth knowing more. So it inspired me a lot. And why Indian Air Force, one of the other reasons is because when I talk about joining the forces, my father, I was, so basically everyone thinks that army is the only armed forces. So when army has the largest people employed among all the three services. So initially I was like, after the Uri movie came out in 2019, I told my father that I'll go to the army. But then slowly and steadily, my father came to me and he said that there's always a life risk in army because something may happen. But in Air Force, that chance is a little bit less. So he thinks that Air Force is a safer as compared to army. And he even talked about Navy, but Navy, he said that you will have to stay in water and for so many months you will stay away from family. Better to stay with us and stay near. So he said that, and even air bases will be, air stations will be in big cities only. It will not be placed in some remote areas, obviously. So that's one of the reasons also behind wanting to join the Air Force so bad. And then this year the Rafales came, and I have watched the landing of the Rafales and the way the INS Kolkata ship and the Rafale pilot, the main leading Rafale pilot, had made contact when they had entered the Indian airspace. That literally gave me goosebumps, sir. And I have watched the landing in the Ambala airbase so many times. The way it makes the sound, the smooth landing. I've watched it so many times, and I think I'm made for Indian Air Force only, sir. And I really want to join the forces. That's why, and that's it, sir.
Second choice?
Second
why
choice.
Why not Bollywood? Let me be more.
Bollywood, I'll talk about acting. First of all, the principal of my previous school, he had approached me once that he came. I'll quote like the way he said in Hindi. He said, "Tu Khudiram Bose ka role karega." So we had the dance drama, which was to be organized in our school during the annual function. So it was the last piece of event. So they were looking for a role who could play, looking for someone who could play the role of Khudiram Bose, who was a revolutionary in the Indian freedom struggle in the early 1900s. So I had agreed and I prepared for that. And later on, I practiced it so well. I performed it so well that a lot of people appreciated it. And I thought that this is something which I can always look for. But that was the first and the last time I ever did acting in my life. So, but I felt that I did a really good performance because after my acting was over, I had to sing. So though it was a lip sync, but I made sure that it was so natural, and I had the single longest performance in the stage. like others used to perform in groups, but my performance as a class 6 boy, a young class 6 boy, he was handling the stage all by himself. He was alone in front of nearly hundreds of people. So that's one. So that's why I wrote about acting, because but frankly speaking, that was the first and the last time I was into acting.
Okay, got it. Now tell me,
Sir, a second career. I'll talk about second career.
yeah,
My second career choice, I have always thought of, I have always wanted to become a footballer, because I've so much been into football. So if I'm not able to join the armed forces and the NDA, I'll obviously get admission in a pretty good engineering college or any central university. So I'll try to get to the team of their school, of that university or institute's football team, and I'll try to represent them, and I'll try to go to the national stage, sir. That's one of the things I've chosen, sir. Thought
okay,
of.
okay. Now you in between made a statement that there is less risk to your life in Air Force than in Army. On what basis do you say this?
That's what my father says, sir. I don't think so, because when
Okay,
you're in the final line of duty, I think people rely on you, and you have to be ready to do anything. You'll even have to be ready to give up your life for the sake of your nation, for the sake of the security of your people of your nation. So that, I don't think like that. That's what my father thinks. So that's why I said that, sir.
Okay, good. So that's why you changed, because of your father, from Army to Air Force.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. And obviously the events in 2019 was really inspired me. So I thought really that let's go for the Air Force.
Okay. So you have been studying for quite some time in Dhanakal, correct?
Yes,
So
sir.
you went for a walk in the evening, and that day there was nobody on the road, and it became dark. You just happened to go inside and go far off, and on your way back you find somebody is following you. What will you do?
I won't bother about that, sir, because I'm used to walking in the darkness. I have walked, so I'll just keep
Okay,
on
so you
moving
won't
ahead, sir.
bother. He just comes closer and closer to you, making you suspicious about his intentions. What will you do now?
I will just move back, and I'll just ask what's happening. Like, why are you following me, and why are you behaving, and why are you doing like this? I'll
So
just inquire about him,
he
sir.
starts abusing you. Who told you I am following you? And he keeps abusing you. Now what will
Okay.
you do?
Sir, I will also abuse him, sir, because I just asked
The
him if he's
moment you
following me.
abuse him, he catches your collar and he says, "What do you think of yourself?" And
Sir, as a
he's about to
footballer,
give you a punch in your face. Now what?
I'll protect myself from that, because I feel that I'm a very good footballer, so I've got strong legs. I'll hit him with my legs. I'll kick him if he becomes physical, because I'm always ready for that, and I'll try to
So
neutralize him.
in that scuffle, you fall down, and he puts a leg on your chest and he says, "Ball up, ball."
I'll, sir, pull his leg away, sir. That's all.
You're
I
not
don't
able
think
to
he'll
do
be
it.
stronger than me, sir. Even if he's a gym guy, I'll be able to pull him down, sir.
He's not
I
able
believe
to.
in my capability.
You're not able to.
So I'll use my leg, sir. If he's put his leg on my chest, I'll use my leg, sir.
Now he moves his leg on your throat and he's choking you.
Sir, I'll try to grab his leg as hard as possible. I'll try to use my legs to hit him, and also and if possible, I'll try to because my hands will be free. I'll punch him on the bone, because that bone is very valuable. So if I punch him, he might get serious injuries, and he will obviously be in pain. So I'll use of force, because I did not make use of force. He's
Okay,
making use
so
of force.
when he sees that he's losing strength wise, he takes out a knife.
I'll, sir, immediately, if he takes out a knife, I'll immediately kick his hand with his knife. That's all. I'll neutralize him completely. I'll hold his hand. I don't think he'll be able to help it then. I'll kick his wrist, and I'll pull his hand really hard. My legs are stronger than my hands. So I'll make use of my legs. I believe I have I have a strong belief in my legs. So they'll be extremely faithful for me, sir.
Okay, good. Have you heard of such an incident in your school days from anyone getting into such trouble?
No, sir. Like not so serious, but obviously when in school, what happens is that there are certain rules and regulations. They can't break out they can't start fighting because teachers are around and there are CCTVs and they'll be caught. So the same fight continues outside and a little bit in a rough tone. There's no physical abuse, but there's obviously they abuse by saying slangs and all those. They make use of abusive words. So that's happened, but it has never been physical, sir.
Okay. Now, presently, what are you doing in Bhubaneswar? Your school is over, your 12th is over. What are you doing
Yes,
now?
sir. Now, sir, I'm actually my counseling is going on for my engineering admission. I've already taken admission in Tezpur University in mechanical engineering. So yes, and at the same time now I'm preparing for my SSB. I've cleared my NDA returns. So if I get through the SSB, I'll join the NDA. And in case I don't get, I'll take admission over there and I'll prepare again for NDA and I'll try to do it next time, sir. And at the
Okay.
moment, obviously counseling is going on. Many other colleges, I'll still think of if I get a better opportunity. So the counseling is still on, sir.
So seeing you are almost most of the time you are free other than counseling. So your neighborhood, everybody and your schools, your father's schools, teachers and all, they say, okay, Rajdeep, you are free, organize a good picnic for us. About say, should be going there in the morning, coming back, with their families, kids. So they say we should be going in the morning and coming back late in the evening, not night, but say about last night. Tell me what type of place will firstly you'll select, what all planning will you do, what all organization will you do, and how exactly you will go through the complete picnic as such.
So we have various departments in our school, the transport department and the housekeeping department. So I'll first of all inform them. We have WhatsApp groups. So all the teachers have WhatsApp groups. So I'll first of all inform them that we are planning for a picnic, like that sort of thing. So there are many nearby places here. So the ideal picnic spot is always where there's a large ground, large field, open area, and there's a river body, a water body beside it. So that's where people can get fresh, and also the kids can enjoy the water as well. So that's the ideal picnic spot. And first of all, we have to obviously think about a picnic spot. So picnic spot is already decided. Then how many people will go? Because based on that only we can go about it. How many buses will be taken? How many vehicles will be used? And how much probably food and how much what all those money will be drawn out from all the teachers and other non-teaching faculties as well, non-teaching staff. So first of all, we have to count that will be agreeing, because during this pandemic, it's not easy also at the same time for everyone to agree, because they have their own homes, they are with their own parents, their in-laws. So it depends on that as well. So number will matter first. So once we get the number, we'll first of all think about what will be done, how many vehicles will go. We'll plan about that first. We'll plan with the transport department about that. Then we'll talk about the housekeeping department. How housekeeping department will decide, take the responsibility of handling all the utensils to be carried, what all food items will be taken, and what other amusement things, elements will be taken for playing in free time, because there is the housey. Housey is always played, is a common game in picnic spots. So I love playing housey. So we'll take a housey board at the same time. Then after everything is decided, a fixed amount will be decided, how much money will be required for the entire trip, how much. So on the basis of that, we'll divide that entire amount by the total number of people who will be traveling, and we'll get the per head total amount, and we'll draw that amount a little bit more than that, because in case we need a little bit more amount in emergency. So we'll do that first. After that, the rest of the thing is almost done. We'll buy food items, because we'll always choose a day where people can eat non-veg as well as veg. We won't go on a day where only the food eating restriction, it is restricted only to veg. So it will be a non-veg day that day also, so that vegetarians can eat non-veg and non-vegetarians can go with chicken or mutton or whatever. So we'll decide on that, because it will differ from person to person, and we'll buy that. And obviously fresh vegetables will be bought from the market beforehand. And chicken will have to be bought a day before going to the trip, because otherwise it will get spoiled. We have to marinate it and have to take it there, so that once we go there, we can immediately do the frying part. And the cooks we'll have to hire cooks as well. But at the same time, we'll even voluntarily ask the teachers if anyone can volunteer to come and cook, because we are sure, because I'm sure all the teachers also do the cooking at their homes. So we'll decide that if you want to come, you can please join the cooking part, help in the cooking part and other part as well. And that's how we'll finally plan. And the day, we'll announce a day before and night before evening that the early morning 7 a.m. we have to go to this. Everyone, please be ready now. Come to the school campus. From there, we'll depart for the picnic spot. So everyone will arrive on time. We'll first of all go there. On the way, we'll make sure that music systems are taken, because everyone will have to dance in the buses and vehicles, because that's how we can live every moment wonderfully in a very amazing way in the entire picnic. We'll do that. And then once we reach there, small kids, they'll have to take their breakfast. And then then after the small kids have their breakfast, all elders will have their breakfast. And finally, the rest of the day, it's all about enjoyment. Enjoy and enjoy. Water bodies will be there, nearby parks, click photos. Ladies will love taking photos. Lady teacher, gents teachers will also love to get clicked. And then finally lunchtime, 1 o'clock, around 1:32, we'll have the lunch. And after lunch, we'll have the housey session, which is going to be one of the most interesting sessions. We'll have different divisions made in the housey game. And then we'll finally evening around 4 to 5 o'clock, we'll depart from the picnic spot and we'll come back, sir.
Okay, good. Rajdeep, it's been nice talking to you and hearing a lot about
My pleasure.
Your hobbies, interests, your academic background, your parents, everything. I feel you will do well. Okay. All the
Yes,
best.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
All of you unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself. Okay, now we'll start from, first of all, let's have Ayan. Your feedback,
Yes,
please.
sir.
Sir, I'll just take 5 minutes break, sir.
You have a break. Yeah.
Sir, what I felt is, sir, he was very much open. He was very much fluent while speaking. Sir, he had very much good knowledge about his surrounding, about the Air Force and the defense. And he was also well prepared about the games and sports that he played, and particularly football. He was responsible from a young age.
Okay. Anything else?
Sir, sir, no negative qualities could emerge from him, but I felt like he was a bit less attentive, because he left saying about the subjects that he likes and dislikes, which was asked in the first question, first CIQ in the second question, and he talked about family and sports. I think he was describing much, every question he was describing much. And what I think is, when he was describing, he used to forget some questions. And while he was questioned one by one, like when he was attacked by a man, then I think he could also say, like, he could throw sand in his face or bite him in his hand or leg, and he could save himself. That's all, sir. Others, sir, he did an excellent job.
Okay.
Really well, sir.
Jack, anything to add?
Sir, first of all, his appearance was very nice. He was looking very handsome, which I forgot to look after my tie. I am sorry for that, sir. And moreover, he was very fluent in his language. Also, he was very genuine. I could feel that. Even if he was diplomatic, I could not feel he was diplomatic. I felt he was so genuine, and he did not allow to lag any spaces. I think he answered most of the questions, and I think, sir, he did very well.
Okay. Taludar, can you hear me? Taludar, can you hear me? Unmute yourself, Taludar. Hello, Taludar, can you hear me? Add up something.
Yeah, I am reaching in another 3 minutes.
Okay,
Momentarily, I will do.
you can keep communicating. If you have got anything to add, please tell.
No, I'm reaching. I've just reached my institute. Another
Okay.
3 minutes, I'll be ready. I'll speak to you.
Okay. Right then. Thank you. As far as where is Rajdeep? Now, let's start as far as what I felt was very simple. You said it's starting with there are many problems, we solved it, but we're not specific right from the beginning. Okay, where is Rajdeep? Rajdeep. Rajdeep. Okay. Next, so he used the word animated. What does animated means? You get animated. That's a very easy. Second thing, there's certain amount of trace of bias because he talks about outsider. So there is a certain amount of bias it is been known. It is being reflected in his own system. Rightly put across, there is a receptivity was missing. He was unable to understand, receive what all things were told to him. That is, he recollect back openness to experience. So receptivity, grasp, that he would say G for receptive, reasonability, grasp, G for grasp, I for inquiry, R for receptive, L for logic. So that is what is, there is a question mark there, receptible missing. Okay. We said then you are not open to experience. The worst thing which is there when he asked you why, what have you learned from the last interview? Is there nothing much I could afford to learn? That simply indicates you are not open to experience. Recollect me, we talked about Big Five, whereas the O was the ocean. O, we talked about openness to experience, which you refuse to understand, you refuse to take on. What advantage, what did you learn from that experience, from that last interview? Next comes. Second, next is talked about, you talked about family. Family, when you talked about family, you restrict yourself, and when you talked about there is certain amount of hesitation there. When you talked about my younger brother keeps creating a problem, that is what is there. He looks at when I'm alone handling around there, he is the person who would like to do this, who would like to do that. So it means you are trying to be somewhat critical to him. Avoid that aspect around there. Okay. Now, there's considerable amount of rigidity in your whole attitude. Rigidity is primarily because of two reasons. Your father and mother both happen to be the teacher and the people are in authority. Second, you yourself have happened to be the school captain. And as a result, now there is a considerable amount of rigidity. You started questioning the interviewing also itself, that what you say you're right. That rigidity must go. Considerable amount of mercy. You recollect back, and when he says, have I missed, then you say, after that, without say, have I missed out any question? If he's there, he would have asked you. Rather than you are asking, have I missed out any question? Why should I do that? Next. Ask, you say your involvement on Sundays. There's another thing. There is something missing. You said your parents were not able to give you enough time because of their busy schedule. Again, so there is a certain amount of doubt which creates a doubt in the mind of the interviewing officer that the relationship between you and your parents are not that good that you ideally should have been. Which gets reflected when I look back, when you look at your story number 2, when you talked about her, there also it completely reflected there's certain amount of hesitation, there's certain amount of problem, maybe because of they are more strict, but what will be the reason? There is a considered doubt on that aspect. Please take note of it. Okay, not after that, when you talk about it here, and you also talked about it, affiliation. That is a friend circle. There's a questionable. You couldn't afford to talk about that. You few good friends. You talked in general. You talked in general. And that too, you talked about the people who are coming from Vijayawada only. That's the end of it. Long career of 10 plus 2, you are passing after 18 years. And if you cannot afford to have talk about, say, 2 or 3 good friends, you talked in general. Very nice. But you never specified, you're not that passionate, you're not that interested in taking out who those particular friends are. So the value of affiliation and friendship would get slightly, you look others to come to you because you want to help them. That's one aspect. That is your shown empathy. That's one aspect. But you are not meeting people or having friendship on equal terms. Friendship is, it's on equal terms. You take it from a position of importance. Position of importance, because you are good at academics, someone will come to you, ask for some help on academics, you will help them. So that's not friendship. It's a give and take. You are in a position to give it wrong there, that's why you are giving it wrong there. Okay, so that's up. Then, so I have already talked about it. You have appointment wage on your head, you remove it. This is the worst thing. I have seen not only you, many school captains have paid a penalty only because of their rigidity and the system. So this is most important, that you must really be there. Secondly, you talked about your father taking decision about your life career for Air Force, and that too being safer services. Unacceptable. Who asked you to give the question answer? He never asked you. You killed yourself on that aspect. You are good. There's absolutely no problem. But what if by putting these things away, you killed yourself? So decision making is not you, your father. It's not your hand. It's that I call ideal self and real self. You are.
Sir, actually, that was one of the reasons, but I obviously wanted to join the Air Force by heart.
Rajdeep, when I say, listen to me.
Okay, sir. Sorry, sir.
Okay, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly the process because you want to, this is called rationalization. You remember the word, I use the word defense making. What you are doing is rationalization. You are trying to convert, trying to tell me, give a reason for doing wrong things. That's a defense mechanism. What you are using is rationalization, and which you use every time, many times. So that rationalized word defense mechanism has to end. Okay, that's again risk. So that really questions me. There is a doubt in the risk-taking capabilities. Doubt in the risk-taking capabilities. Then you talked about drama. You participated in drama only in class 6. And you're writing about those particular hobbies and interests now. After class 6, you have never participated in drama till then. Can you afford to talk of that to be hobby or interest? It's a one-time event. You enjoyed it. Very nice. That was your class 6. You were probably 14, 15 years old. Last 7 years, you have never done anything. So it means what you are trying to show is not what you are. So there has to be on ground. What you are today, you talked about, you've got enough goodness in you. You have to exploit your goodness. You have to bring out very knowledgeable, everything around there. So that is there. Then you use the word, I will abuse him. If he abuses, I will also abuse him. Is it like a good gentleman to abuse? Should he abuse him? Next,
Yes,
he asked a question on organizing a picnic. You talked about transport department will decide that. Housekeeping department, what are you going to do? There must be something which is done by you. You have been entitled, you have been detailed to undertake this picnic around there. It is you who has to decide everything. How should the house department do it? Why should teachers cook for you? Why not children cook for them? It means, again, you are not confident about yourself, so you expect others to do something for you. Okay. So that is what I say. Overall, you have got enough capabilities to walk across. Be patient, be choosy what you speak, be specific what you speak. Do not overgo. You have gone overboard. Okay, this is what I had to say. I think Taludar may have to add something.
Yes, I'm speaking to you from my institute now. I've just reached. Okay, Rajdeep, where are you? I want to see you. I want to see you. Yeah, Rajdeep. Okay, first of all, I complimented you for your very smart attire. Okay, you're also looking very handsome. Okay, so you have a avenue towards Bollywood also if you want. Now, jokes apart, first of all, I felt that you are not listening to the IO when he's asking questions, or you are not able to grasp all the questions which he has asked you. What happens is you would sometimes answer the first part of his questions, leave out the rest of it, or sometimes you start from the middle and leave out the first part, right? So please listen to him and make an impression on your mind that this is what I have to say, right? Listen to him very, very carefully. One question which he asked you twice, but you did not answer it throughout. That is about which teacher you like most, which teacher you didn't like, why you didn't like. That I think you didn't answer throughout your interview. You may miss out something, doesn't matter. You can again say, sir, sorry, I missed out this. I wanted to just tell you. And again, like Colonel Mukteshwar has also said, you may miss out one odd question, but he said at least 70 to 80% of the question you must be able to grasp, you must be able to answer. Okay, one odd you miss out, you have the liberty to ask it politely without being very aggressive, right? That is one.
Okay.
That is as far as the interview. You are very confident, you are very knowledgeable, you knew each and every tournament in Europe, but your knowledge about Indian tournaments were a little less. Okay, so it should be balanced. You must know about our local tournaments also, as much as you know about the European League.
You can walk across on your own merit. Just be it what work. Now let's have Kadam to talk about it. I think he is the best person to give the feedback.
Very knowledgeable about football. I'm very happy about that. You know much more than what is required actually. As far as the weight, you don't know. You said that you don't know. You'll find out. Very nice. That's very good. Now coming to my own service, that is Air Force.
No, we'll talk about the Air Force later on. Let's have the
No. I just want to tell him about his. I just want to tell him about. I'm still confused whether Air Force is your choice or your father's choice.
He always says father.
Rest I'll cover later about the risk and all that what you spoke. But I just want to know from you at this moment whether it is your choice or your father's choice.
So now it's certainly my choice. But that was one of the things which my father brought out initially. Like in case you ever join the armed forces, you should go for the Air Force. So that he gave me an option basically, but he never told that you go. Like today, even if I want to join the army, he will have no problem with that.
Okay, good. You have proved yourself. You said yourself that you are a good public speaking person. Your public speaking is good. Your diction is good. Your modulation of voice is very good. So keep it up. God bless you. I'm sure you'll do well. All the very best. Thank you.
Yeah, Kadam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, Rajdeep.
Yes, sir.
Commodore Talukdar has brought out most of the points, but I'll cover a few of them once again. If you're good in talking, that doesn't mean you should be verbose. As he has pointed out, you must understand what is the question and what it implies. Okay, that is specific to a question. Yeah, this comprehensive questions when I ask, you 2-3 questions you remember, rest all you are not. You know, though your academic background is very nice, I would say you are one of the toppers in most of the students that I have seen so far. But you have to make a conscious effort to listen to the questions, understand them, and preferably give sequentially the answers. I feel at this moment, we have not been able to do all this. Firstly, little bit overconfidence that you can speak well, but that doesn't help, overconfidence. Secondly, you have certain preconceived ideas, you must have learned from people, others, everything. Yes, in my last interview of IAN, I had said, you must speak, give detailed answers, add your good qualities, but it has to be relevant. Okay, it has to be relevant where you can add. So the question you are capable of mentally to understand it straight away. There's no harm in taking a second or so to realize, analyze everything and speak. But every question, even the football, you may have a lot of knowledge, but you have to understand what is required. And that much, that verbosity should go off. So what I would feel, what a little you know, you just want to throw it at it. No, the question will tell you how much to throw at me, how much to tell me, what all to tell me. That you have to realize. That gives, you know, it's part of your intelligence, the reasoning ability which we call. The reasoning ability has to be seen everywhere. It should not be, I won't call it bookish, but it should not be preconceived. Now, throughout the interview, though you're talking a lot, but the relevance never came out. Your friends, their qualities, your routine, you did not tell much. Somewhere else, you kept diverting. Routine should include your friends, your TV watching. You have so much knowledge. I'm sure must have read books or from TV. So that book reading should be one of your hobbies, not what acting, as Colonel Prasad rightly said. So you say you read books in your pastime, and this daily routine is the time where you should bring in a lot of such things which you do other than which you have not mentioned in the PIQ, but it should not be mentioned something else PIQ and here it doesn't come out. Okay, and it's okay to feel shy of girls, but try and don't show it out. Say you have girlfriends, but I don't have very close girlfriends. I have only friends and I have enough time only for my friends because of studying or whatever it is.
That's called social anxiety. That's called social anxiety. Please take care. If
Correct.
that's taken as social anxiety, that goes against you. Okay.
Yeah. So say that way, and I'm sure everybody knows at this stage you're likely to be shy of girls, but that doesn't mean you have to express it. Say it, they are girls, they're friends, and every girl need not be a you know, the meaning in which you were thinking girlfriend. Girlfriend is very close, and that's the one you are thinking of, you know, and for the emotional contact. No, girlfriends are girlfriends, just like boyfriends are boyfriends. Okay, don't take is the recent meaning of girlfriend. A boy is a boyfriend, girl is a girlfriend, colleague is a you know, that way. Okay, so you should not have preconceived idea. Otherwise, you have confidence, but don't become overconfident. When you speak, if you have to give a little bit more extra to bring out a certain quality of yours. There's a lot of difference between quality and what are human qualities you should know. Yes, friend should be faithful, should be truthful. You know, those are qualities. You can't keep diverting somewhere else. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
And whatever these points are discussed, you have to understand what mistakes have done. Like previous Ayan's case, we discussed for long, but you didn't learn anything from it because of your overconfidence. That's my reading. Okay.
Open to experience is questionable. And that's a very fundamental doubt. I'm open. Big Five talks O is first and foremost. Open to experience. You must learn from others' system.
Yeah, that's the only difference between us and you see animals. We learn from others' experience. They don't. You see, that intelligence we have got to learn from others' experience.
And what Colonel Kadam has simply said now that here you are supposed to bring out those 15 qualities. He is assessing your 15 qualities. He is not here to listen to a story. From what was, you remember we talked about narrative identity, where you must learn to how to tell your story so that your 15 quality emerge. We talked about identity, we talked so many communion, so many affiliation. Why did we talk about those narrative identity if you have not learned it? Sorry for Kadam, I think that
from your interview,
15 quality. If you cannot afford to bring out those 15 qualities, it's no use talking. You can keep on talking for 10 hours. It doesn't make any difference to the interview officer. You may be the best of the speaker. He's not bothered to look into a speaker. He's looking at what quality emerges from your speech, what you're speaking. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, just the last point. From your interview, not only you, other friends of yours or other officers also, they'll feel you have done very well and this thing. But as Commodore Talukdar said, or he said, we are very trained people. We know what is, the difference between just talking, or we know, and we get into your subconscious to find out those 15 qualities. Understood? So you will go home and say, I spoke very well interview. I should be topping that SAB batch. Nothing. You might be not selected or recommended, I would say. The other chap who can't even express himself properly, he can get selected because he has qualities. He might have that expression that with training he will learn. Okay? Right?
Yes.
Anyway, all the best. Try and correct. That's all. That's the whole aim of this exercise.
Aim is only, Rajdeep, in the present status, you have got enough capabilities to walk across, but you must exhibit your capabilities and competence. It is not what he has told you, talk overconfident. You have to be just to the point. Be stick to it. Okay, right then, best of luck.